Hi guys, it's Blackie. Recently I was tagged in a challenge to list 5 items for every bushcrafter needs. And this has taken me a while to think about this, because there are the obvious things, you know, like a haversack, a pack to carry, etc. But the way I take this challenge is, what if you knew then what you know now? What 5 items would you have put in your beginning set if it was you starting? And I had to think about that for a little bit, but I'll tell you what I came up with. The first item that I would have included in my early kit, had I known what I know now: heavy duty aluminum foil. Get you a piece of heavy duty aluminum foil and roll you out a 5 or 6 foot long piece of aluminum foil, and then sit there and carefully fold it to keep the air pockets out, and fold it up into a small thing. Now when you get to it down to a narrow strip, roll it. Take a section the size of where it's going, fold it, fold it, fold it, like that. Now I can just, instead of having to unwrap the whole thing, I can peel off a piece I need and cut and use this. So what uses does this give me? With aluminum foil, I've got a clean place to lay down food in the dirt, on those logs or whatever. I can wrap up fish, meats, things like that in this and bake them directly in the coals, so I don't need a cooking pot. I can preserve food I have already caught and cooked, wrap it up in this to carry it in my pack to give me a little more time in the winter. Summertime, not so much. But you get what I'm saying. It's also a way I can waterproof something in a hurry. I can form it around something to keep it from getting wet, because it is by nature waterproof. I don't know how many times I've used a piece of aluminum foil I'd have some little place up on the roof that was leaking, and no matter what you do, it's going to leak. I put a piece of aluminum foil over the top of it where it would stay in place, put a couple little corners of duct tape because I couldn't get duct tape where I wanted to go, and voila, I've got to repair until I get home. Aluminum foil has many uses. And back in my day, when Boy Scouts and stuff were really big, aluminum foil was an article of choice in every pack, because you cooked so much with it, used it for so many uses. So aluminum foil also can be used as a signaling device. So aluminum foil. Number 2, a really good eating utensil. Now this is a titanium spork, a Yuko titanium spork. Get something that's light, not going to break easy, that's handy, that'll reach all the way to the bottom of whatever pot you're using, and is durable enough that it's not going to break the first time you ever have to bear down and try to scrape something out. The ultralight guys want to carry the plastics. I've done that. I'm also here to tell you that I don't know how many times I have bared down with that Wonder plastic spoon and it snapped in half. Just trying to, get the mashed potatoes out of the corner or something, and crack. And now I got to go carve a stick and make a spoon. Although I love the nostalgia of woodcraft, of making what I need from the resources I've got, I just want to get something to eat. So it weighs nothing. Get a good spoon fork combo or something equivalent for you, because trust me, it will make a difference in the long run. My third item of choice: a notebook and a writing instrument. A lot of people, when we go to the field, don't carry these. These are invaluable, and I tell you why. You're learning. And while you're out there, you're going to get an idea. You got something to write it down with. It's an emergency source of fire tender paper. You can leave a note. When you go to leave your vehicle, write down, how long am I going to be gone, where I'm at, stick it in the front seat or something. So if they're hunting you, they got a reference. It's also a great way to jot things down in the field, make designs, maps, whatever you need. I don't know how many times I've come back trying to remember, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. And then you can't remember it. Now, today, ta-da, you have a phone. I know that. And I can record whatever on that. I can just do a quick video. Hey, this is the plant I want to look up. True. You gonna keep that video forever? These become reference books. I've got old notebooks like it's going back 30 years, where I've jotted down questions, I've jotted down things that I found or discovered or places, and I've gone back and mined those for ideas and resources later on. So a notebook is my third item. My fourth item, a good way to carry a lighter. Now, you're learning, you're just starting out. We all want to learn how to use the ferro rod and the bow drill and all of the fun ways to do it. That is true. But when you're first starting out, a lighter is the best way to go because it's the most no-brainer of starting a fire. Would recommend one of these Exotech covers like this. Holds a regular old full-size big lighter. Hooks in there, and then that's a toggle I could make long enough to put around my neck or whatever. This is relatively waterproof. I'm not going to get it wet, so it's going to stay dry when I need it. It's also going to float if I dropped it. It's something that I can grab and utilize quickly. And it's a pop, flip it around, use it, put it back in the case, pull the string. I'm done. Start with a lighter. Get good at building a fire. What I recommend to my students is I tell them to get scrap stuff laying around the yard or your neighbor's yard and get out on the driveway, well away from anything you might accidentally set on fire, and take your time and sit there and practice building small little fires. Not a big conflagration that's going to burn for 2 hours, but just shave some with your knife, make some tinder, make the little sets. Read what it says, watch the video, and try to duplicate what they're doing. Do it till it becomes second nature and you don't have to think about it. Once you get that done, you can change ignition sources. All this is ignition. Ignition is the last step in fire building. Preparation is all the important steps. This is merely the last step. And as long as it's a guaranteed last step, if you've done your job right there, then this guarantees you a fire. If you haven't done your job in your prep work, your stuff's not good, it's a little shady, it may be green, it may be wet, you didn't do enough kindling, didn't do enough of a bird's nest, this is going to show you, because if you can't get it to start with this, you're not going to get it to start with a ferro rod. Get it to where every time this does it. Then shift over to a ferro rod. So my fourth item is a lighter and a really good carrier, whatever carrier you want to get, but a lighter and a really good carrier. And I recommend a bright color, so when I drop it, it's right there. I can find it. Okay, and my last little tip, number 5, bank line. The actual bank line like you get for catfish line, it's called tarred bank line. It's kind of stiff. See, it sticks to itself. And there's going to be black line like this. Like I said, so when I say it's stiff, it's got like a tar-like substance in it. It allows it to stick to itself when you cinch it up, it doesn't slide. The black cord that looks just like it but is not sticky will not. You can tie a knot and wiggle it and it unties itself. This is much better. You may have to look around for it. Not every place carries it, but it's black tarred line, number 36 bank line, for making trot lines. Men-in-one usage. These lines can be broken down into even sewing thread size so that you can sew up gear. You can make traps with it. You can make nets with it. You can make all kinds of gear. But this will be a great learning tool right here. Do I not like paracord? I love paracord, but paracord's more expensive. I get 300 and something feet for like $7 for one of these, where I get paracord somewhere around 50 foot for $5 or $6. Better deal. I do carry paracord, but that's for when I need real heavy load bearing, like I'm making hammock straps or something that's going to support me. I'll use that. Something that's just merely going to be out there in the field to practice shelter building or whatever, a roll of this goes a long way to teaching. So those are my 5 items. I hope you get something out of this. Is it absolutely perfect? No. Every one of us is different. Every woodsman is unique because of your environment, your skills, and your training. Just like we all go to the same college, but we have different degrees. We all had some of the same classes, but we have different degrees. Same thing in WOODSCRAFT. We all have different skills that we bring to the party. And so I know people, they're good friends of mine, that could not navigate their way with a map and compass out of a paper bag. Forget it. But they are masters of wood carving. They will carve things that are art. They will sit and fish and get bass, brim, cats, no problem. Just don't ask them to navigate. You know, everybody has strengths and weaknesses. And what these 5 items are is my way of passing on to you what I wish I had known in the beginning, when I didn't waste so much time and money buying whatever just looked good and didn't necessarily perform. These 5 items will pay you big dividends in your gear. Hope this gives you an idea, guys. Please leave any questions or comments below. Until next time, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.